View models let you pull in view data from more than one model. This does not involve typically any changes to the database, so you don't have to do any migrations. It just lets you display data in a view that by default would not be included in the same view. View models are normally organized in a view model folder. As shown in this example, there's a view model folder, and here's an artist view model. You'll also notice that view models typically have the name view model in them. In our regular model folder, there's an error view model. Okay, so I said they're typically in a view model folder. That is normally, if you're going to create one, that's where you'd put it. By default, MVC creates this error view model and puts it in the model folder. However, standard practice, you put your view model in a view model folder. Creating a view model is then a three-step process. So we create the model in the view model folder. Then we create an action method in a controller. That action method then is used to retrieve the data that we need, and it will pass the data along to the view, and then we create the view that is going to display the data. So to create our view model, very simple example, you can actually pull in an entire class. You can pull in or define individual properties. It just depends on what you want to send to the view. So this simple example, we're actually pulling in the album class and the artist class. And so we are creating lists. And this is going to allow us to send all artists and all album data to our view. This is a little bit more complicated example from our textbook. So you can see that we are pulling in some existing classes, but we're also defining some additional properties. Okay, so we've got an active conference, active division property, and then we've got some methods that we're creating. Okay, so it's a little bit more complicated than just pulling in a couple of classes. So as you can see, a view model can be, whatever you think you want to display in your view. So you can pull it in. Once you've got the model, then you have to create an action method that is going to use the model. So the action method that we would use with our artist view model, we're calling artist view. And so what we do is create an object, and this would be a new artist view model object. And then you can see that we are pulling in all the album data and sending it to a list. And we're pulling in all the artist data, sending that to a list. We are storing them in an object called album, an object called artist. Both of these are part of the data object, and we are taking that data object and passing it along to the view. The view then is going to be set up kind of like the other views that are connected to models. You are going to use @model, and then it's the artist view model that we're using. And because we have the artist and the album in a list, we can use the for each to iterate through them. And so what we're doing is we are going through each artist, and for the artist, we are then listing out album information. Okay, and so what we're doing is we are matching up on artist ID because that was the primary key in artist and the foreign key in album. And so we are displaying each artist by name. And then we're going through all the albums and we're checking to see if the artist ID matches. And if it does, we are displaying the album title. Okay, and so we do that for the first artist, then we grab the next artist and we go through all the albums to find the matches and we display the title. Okay, and we continue processing like that until we've got the view completed. So that is how this view model operates.